and he keeps warning Joseph Agbeko for pulling his head down.
Yeah, you know, that, which is interesting, and that's not really, that could cause low blows, but I don't think it is in this case. You know, Agbeko,
nice left hook by Mares.
They traded left hooks, Gus, and that's a key point. Agbeko can't win this fight trading left hooks with Mares.
You know what he can't continue to do is raise straight up in close quarters with this young lion. He has to keep his chin down. He don't look sharp tonight, Al.
No, it's just not like he was against Perez, but of course it's early in the fight, and it's, you know, he did well in round 2, so but round 3 has been more difficult for Agbeko.
King Kong Agbeko, 31 years old. He says he wants to fight for maybe 5 or 6 more years. The prize for all these bantamweights is Nonito Donaire.
Yeah. I mean, with him, you get credibility, and what we all want is to get paid, Gus.
However, Donaire has been silent for quite some time now.
Yeah, he's been off. And, of course, this tournament in and of itself is an event that, you know, is helping this division to get really big in addition to the fighters. You know, the left hook of Mares has been very good. Even though a lot of times it's low, it's landing very well above the body and the head.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of really good work in there, Al. And like I said, I'm really paying close attention to Joseph Agbeko. Even with that jab, it just doesn't seem sharp. He doesn't seem razor sharp tonight.
That left hook to the solar plexus. Very effective now. He loops the right hand, connecting. Abner Mares, well schooled, trying to make Agbeko drop his hands, and now you see the hands are starting to drop with all the body work that Mares is putting in. The champion looking a little flat, breathing out of his mouth, and we're still in the early rounds. And the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix continues with the semifinals Saturday, September 10th at 10:30 p.m. Josh Barnett fights Sergey Kharitonov, and Antonio Bigfoot Silva battles Daniel Cormier.
And I can't wait to see Jacare against Luke Rockhold. I did one of the MMA fights in which Luke Rockhold was on. He is a submission expert. I'll tell you, he's fun to watch. And we go inside the ropes to look at one thing and the only thing that's bedeviling Mares. There was another left hook down below. Then we go to round 2. Again, 2 of them. Good double left hook below the belt. Antonio on another.
And you know what? It's the referee's responsibility to control this type of, you know, illegal fouls.
And there's a couple more examples. There have been a lot of those.
Joseph Agbeko, Abner Mares. Round 4.
We talked before about how they had to reboot their training camps and redo them, basically. Boxing's history is littered with older fighters who had to do that and didn't perform as well when that happened. Maybe that's the case with Agbeko. I don't know, but we're still early.
And as we mentioned at the top of our broadcast, Antonio, Al, we were both in the meeting. We were all in the meeting, rather, with Agbeko yesterday. And as we left, something didn't feel right when it came to his personality. He's usually a very bubbly, enthusiastic man at our fighter meetings.
Well, you know, that's the day before the weigh-in, you know, and maybe it's a possibility that he struggled to make weight. We don't know if he gained weight with the cancellation of the fight. So all that remains to be seen. But tonight, he just doesn't look razor sharp.
Let's take a look at the power punches.
And that demonstrates what we're talking about. Mares with almost a 2-to-1 edge in the power punches landed. And many of those are terrific body punches because he's throwing a lot of legal punches as well to the body.
Another digging left hook by Abner Mares.
Mares' commitment to body work, which he told us he was going to do, is exceptional in this first part of the fight.
Body work or low blows?
Yeah, well, both. Yeah, exactly. Well, he's overcommitted to the body. Well, the other part about this, I think, is that Mares is not off balance a lot. He's being, you know, in his last fight against Arcinian, after he was behind you.
Oh, beautiful right hand by Agbeko. Wow. And that backs up Mares.
devastating shot, Gus. And you know what? The kid took it. We didn't know what his chin was made of, but right now we're seeing that he can take a punch.
Now, another one, can Agbeko follow up?
Agbeko taking his time. Mares not answering, trying to clear his head. Now a left hook by Mares. Agbeko. Mares may have cleared his head.
Yeah, I don't understand. When you hurt a fighter, you're supposed to go at him, especially when you could possibly be down 3 rounds.
Yeah, Agbeko did not press the action. Another low blow by Mares.
Mares knocked down by Vic Darchinyan in his last fight. He came back and scored a knockdown of the Raging Bull as well later in the bout. 5 seconds to go. Solid round for Joseph Agbeko.
We're good. We're winning the rounds. You gotta close the rounds very strong.
Now, for all we're talking about Joseph
Don't let him walk.
Agbeko,
Don't let him walk. And don't let him throw the jab. If he throws the jab, you throw it earlier.
Joseph Agbeko, for all the issues he's had, still very close in this fight, and that right hand punctuated the point that he is very dangerous. Antonio, you made the point, though, and we'll see the right hand again. Agbeko didn't follow up on it as much as he might.
Oh, that was a picture-perfect overhand right, and he came back to that punch later in the round. Maybe he's found something.
So Agbeko showing us the right that we knew was a better ticket for him than the left hook, and Mares showing us the chin.
And Antonio, you are not happy with the work of referee Russell Mora.
I am not, because, you know, he is the chief man in charge in that ring. He should be seeing these low blows, if not nothing else, a warning or 2.
The 5th round scheduled for 12 for the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament Championship and the IBF World Championship, held by Joseph Agbeko in gold, taking on the contender Abner Mares. In gray, we have had 1 knockdown in this fight so far in the 1st round. Mares knocking down Agbeko. As you take a look at press row scoring.
Our distinguished panel, Andreas Hale from Fight News, Kevin Ioli, Yahoo Sports, Lance Pugmire, LA Times, all exactly the same. I have a 38-36, but certainly you can make a strong case for that.
Double left hooks landing for both fighters. Left hook landing by Mares. Now Agbeko starting to get a little wide. Rocks back. Joseph Agbeko.
We talked about straight punches being the ticket for Agbeko. He has been wide with a lot of the hooks and all the rest. When he's been effective, it's the jab and a straight right hand.
Not only has he been wide, he's been a little off balance. He really doesn't seem like he's totally clicking tonight.
And that was, even when Joseph Agbeko was winning his title and defending it, the off-balance thing was an issue for him. And it's reared its ugly head again tonight.
For the first 4 rounds, Mares came forward. Now he looks like he's starting to go backwards. Looping right hand, connecting, followed by a stiff jab by Mares. Agbeko comes back with a right hand of his own.
This is a more focused Joseph Agbeko, though. He understands the fix he's in. And I think it's going to make these rounds coming up pretty scintillating and pretty interesting.
Another right hand by Mares.
That wild shot right there. He brought his right foot up. You know, like I said all night, I don't think he's sharp tonight. He's going to have to, that low blow is almost to the knee.
That's the 5th warning. You got to take a point away at some point. I'm loath to criticize referees. I hate to do it, but in this instance, you just have to take a point away.
Coming to the close of the 5th round, Agbeko Mares, Bantamweight Tournament title here on Showtime.
keep using your jabs. Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, you're waiting for too long. Yeah, when the jab, you kind of, lean down. So keep using your left jab and then use your right. Keep.
Great advice by Adami Addy in the corner, the jab to straight right hand. But here's where Mares again goes low. That's one of at least 10 or 12, and you see Russell Mora telling him to keep him up, but it's a little late at this point to tell him to keep it up. You better take a point away, or he won't keep him up.
This is the bantamweight tournament championship on Showtime, as well as the IBF World Championship. The champion is Joseph Agbeko from Accra, Ghana, fighting out of the Bronx, New York, taking on the contender Abner Mares in gray.
Abner Mares is managed by Frank Espinoza, who is one of the legendary managers in the sport. Had Israel Vasquez among many other champions. He thinks this young man is a potential superstar. And there is an electricity about Mares. There's no question about that. And tonight he's showing elements of that.
Ooh, nice right. Counter-punching right hand by Mares. Another looping right hand by Mares. Heavy punching.
Whenever Agbeko throws a lazy jab, Mares is there with the counter right. This is technically a much more proficient performance than Mares had against even Darchinian, though of course he won that fight.
Yeah, it definitely looks tonight that he's gotten better. But I don't know if that's because the lackluster performance on Agbeko's part, or is this just a good, great young fighter that we're watching
emerge? Let's take a look at total punches.
You see a lot more thrown and considerably more landed. Now, the reason Joseph Agbeko's that close in the number of punches is that educated left jab, but more of the power punch is clearly coming from Mares. Mares in his last two fights has had to come back with a strong finish to win fights. There was a clash of heads. Tonight, he's in a much different situation. He got off to a tremendous start.
And that's what he told us in our fighter meeting. He wanted to be first. He knows that he has gotten off to those slow starts, and he couldn't afford to start slowly against the champion.
He's calling a cut. Mares have a bad cut on his left
Clash of heads, and there's that cut. Now remember, if this fight were stopped at any point now because of that cut, they would go to the scorecards.
Expect Agbeko to go right after the cut. 40 seconds ago in the sixth.
It's a conundrum, though, Gus, because maybe he doesn't want this fight stopped right now because of that cut, because it could, end in a decision loss for him.
And it's in a bad spot, not like the one he received when he got cut with Victor Darchinian. This is right on the eye.
Yeah, it's a good point, Antonio.
The cut against Darchinian was on the hairline.
Get your head up. Get him up. Get him up. Don't pull his head down. Don't pull his head down.
Well, that's low blow number 28 in this fight for Abner Mares. Lots of excitement, though.
He's got, but little cut. Don't worry about it. It's just a small little cut. Let's work. We're working on it. And you got to be careful also with the low blows. Okay, they're going to take a point away. Okay.
Here's where the clash of heads came between these two fighters, and we said both have suffered them in fights. Mares coming in, and there's Agbeko trying to come with the right hand, and both men clash heads. There you see it. I don't think that was intentional.